Podcasting from anywhere you are right now, you are listening to the #1 podcast for the business. Sauce. This is the Motivated Melanin Show. I got that melanin. Where we drop episodes to show serious entrepreneurs how to build, expand, and bank in business, as well as grow and expose their excellence in this billion-dollar business thing. Hosted by Angela, your favorite beauty coach, assisting beautypreneurs on how to do business in a personal way. Join her here as she interviews top influencers around the world.
Hi, welcome back to the Motivated Melanin podcast, the #1 podcast for all things beauty, entrepreneurship, and lifestyle. And we have a special guest today, but we'll get to that in a minute. Today, we're talking about unpacking leadership in your business. And our special guest is Miss VRich, Vanessa from VRich Beauty Company. And Vanessa, I think this is your camera over there. We are live in the studio. If you haven't noticed, we have, we're normally in our room, but we decided to grow up today in the studio. And we are actually in the big studio. I feel like all important and stuff. But and I invited Vanessa to come out and be my guest today. I'm gonna let Vanessa introduce herself. She has been on past podcasts, but I'm gonna let her introduce herself and tell you who she is before we get started. Talking about unpacking leadership in your business.
Which camera am I looking at?
I believe you're right there. Right. I guess you just talked. He said, remember, he said we just talk to each other. We're learning here, so.
Yes.
It's all good.
I'm Vanessa Richardson. I have been a stylist for over 20 years. I have a salon out in Fairfield Commons Mall. I have also helped other cosmetologists build their seats, their clientele.
Okay.
I also have a product line and a gummy line that is wonderful.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely wonderful. She's leaving out absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely wonderful.
Thank you.
And I also was coached by Coach Andy.
You were. I've been, and you, like I said, you've been on my past podcast, which is audio, but now you
did the glow up.
Say the glow up. Yeah, say the glow up.
Yeah.
So we talk about a lot of things, not beyond business.
Yes.
And one of the things that we talk about is leadership. And when you sought out, and when we talk about leadership, we talk about who's mentoring you, who's coaching you, and let me go back. When we talk about leadership, we're talking about who's coaching you, who's mentoring you. I mean, and that goes with what does success look like to you. You agree?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of clients on all levels of business, and one of the things that they'll come to me and say is they send me everything that everybody else is doing.
Yes.
Instead of everything that
they want to do.
Yeah. They want to match people. So so that brought me to who's leading you, right? Are you looking at someone because they have a lot of followers, or are you looking at someone because they have grit, right? And when I say grit, I mean growth. We talking about growth. What's the other word? Retention. They have instinct. Mm-hmm. They have tenacity, right? And it's not just, I'm following this person because their share is full, or they showing you how much money they make, or something of that nature.
Or you saw them on Instagram.
Or you just saw them on Instagram.
Yeah, because a lot of people see, but don't know what goes behind. Yeah. Everything that goes with being able to have the followers, right, and have the clientele. It's a lot. Yeah. I
work with a lot of the younger girls too, and all they want to do is their content, and this is a big topic. They just focus on the content, but what all do you have to put in place for your business? You don't have a lot of followers, but you're basically my go-to person. Yeah. If I need something, they have a question or something, you're my go-to person. You're seasoned, you're super professional in your business. Your chair is full, right? Yeah. You have a product line, right? And more than one product, you have a product line. I've got my hair done by you, and when I say like, even you'll book my appointment for me as a courtesy, but I mean just the professionalism that come up with the follow up of booking an appointment, or you just reaching out and making just a great experience, right? You've been doing this for 22 years.
22 years.
Okay, talk about number one, what made you decide to get a coach?
Well, after being in the salon industry, after being an instructor, right?
So you taught people.
I taught people as well. After I felt stagnant, right? And it was a lot of, I was looking at one point in time at the hairdressers around me in the environment that I'm in. And I reached out for help. I may not have reached out and said, hey, can you coach me? Can you mentor me? I may have worked at their shop, right? I may wanted to learn something particularly from the person, or just because I'm the type of person I am, I thought, hey, well, maybe, we build this relationship, and
I'm working with you.
Yeah.
So,
and I'm gonna soak up game wherever I am. Okay. I don't care if I'm just working. I'm soaking up the game from everything.
That's even if you work at a job. Like,
yeah.
You're there to learn something, not just a paycheck.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're soaking up everything. So what made me get a coach was I felt stagnant, right? After going to the green, right? Going into a salon suite first, right? I still felt stagnant. Yes, I had the clientele, but I couldn't get it. I was stuck. I felt stuck at a point. I tried to go through other hairstylists, but then I felt like at one point maybe I need to go through somebody that's not a hairstylist, right? Because a coach is going to coach you on everything that you need to be coached on, right?
Yeah. Even though I'm not a therapist, but yeah.
Yeah, they're going to coach you on everything you need to be coached on, whether if they're in your field or not, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a plus if they're in your field, but at the same time, they might try to guide you in their direction. With you not being a coach and being an educator prior, it was a different vibe, right? So when I reached out to you, it might have been right before COVID.
It definitely was right before COVID. I mean, literally right before COVID.
It was right before COVID, and I wanted to build my product line up and push it further. Right. That was the goal. I had the clientele, but that was the goal. I had the professionalism. I had online booking already. I had everything that I needed to. I was in a great location.
Yeah.
But how was I going to push my products, considering the fact that I went and made products and all my clients just get their hair done by me?
Right. So you were literally using your products
on my clients. Right? So they didn't have to buy it.
True.
What were they buying it for? They coming to me weekly or bi-weekly to get their hair done.
Yeah. So
I needed to get a coach to show me and also put me in line, right? In order to get a coach.
I can agree with that.
Yeah. In order to get a coach and be okay with having a coach, you got to allow somebody to guide you. Right. And you got to trust that guidance.
Yeah.
Right?
So what did you look for? Like, what are the, like you said, I didn't want someone in my industry, right? What specifically what were you specifically, let me get that out, were you looking for? Like,
so I'm going to tell you what drew me to you before I go into specifically what I was looking for.
Okay.
Instagram, I'm watching you coach your daughter. Now, from a mother's point of view, I see her moving, but I also know it's somebody in the background.
Right.
That what you can't see in content. You can't see that in content. Right?
Yes.
You can't see that in content. But after paying attention to long enough, I kind of knew somebody was behind it.
Yeah.
Yes.
She was too young.
Yes.
Number one.
Yes.
And how she was moving.
Yeah. So I also knew that she had the content piece and being able to do hair piece.
Yeah.
But there had to be a brain somewhere in the back.
Yeah.
That was guiding and pushing and everything. And with Extensions You, I had followed that as well. So that's what made me sit back and think. It took me a minute to reach out. Right?
I've been watching for a while.
I've been watching for a while. It took me a minute to reach out. But once I reached out, we sat down. I was ready because at the end of the day, you got to be ready. If you're going to get a coach, it's going to cost you, and you better be ready to pay for it.
Yeah.
You have to be in that mindset.
Yeah.
If you're not in that mind space.
I have to make this investment.
Yes. Right? For myself.
Yeah. So people want to be led, right? Or they want to be guided. Number one, they don't want to make the investment, right?
You can't be guided and not make the investment.
Yeah. You can't make, this is why I had the conversation. You can't come and say, I want to make 6 figures a year
and not expect to cash out.
Not only cash out on the knowledge and resources, but you also have to cash out on the things that you have to pay for
to
get
make
to
it
that
happen.
level. Yes. So you can get a coach, but you're going to have them other fees. Like if I tell you to market this way, you're going to have that money to market for 30 days. If I tell you to go get that logo not doing it, go get that logo redone.
You're going to have it.
You're going to have to do it.
Yeah.
If I can't train you on hair because I don't know about hair, but I can tell you who I think would be a good fit for you to learn from.
Right.
Right? Because technically, I network people around. I send people to you, right? I send people, all my people, whoever they're going to connect to. I just have a vibe for that. But one thing that again, people do is they looking for, I didn't have a lot of followers.
No.
When you reached out to me.
No. But again, because I pay attention to everything, that wasn't what I was looking for. The followers wasn't what I was looking for. Because if the followers was what I was looking for, I would have reached out to your daughter.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? That was not what I was looking for.
Or some other big name people. It was some other big name people.
I probably would have reached out to Jazz because she's in Ohio, a Daytonian.
Yeah.
I would have reached out to her for that reason specifically.
Right.
But because I was looking for something else,
looking for something bigger.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You were looking. You weren't looking at the surface of success.
Yes.
You were looking at long term.
Yes.
Right? Something that was going to move you from basically beyond the chair.
Yes.
Right? That was going to put money in your pocket. Even from because we'll get to that.
And accountability.
That's good.
Because you give me because.
Well, you tell me I ain't doing that. I've had a lot.
Yeah.
I had to change your vocabulary.
Yes.
What was your favorite word? I said you couldn't use.
Irritating.
Irritating. Weird.
Weird.
Yeah. You had a couple words. I'm like, okay, that's the word you can't use anymore this year, right? And you were willing. You say, okay, I'm willing to do that.
Yeah.
Right. You weren't willing to do everything.
No.
But
I can be my own worst enemy at times, and you tell me that all the time.
Yeah. I say, well, I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna tell you what's wrong. You'd be like, okay, what's wrong? Like I haven't talked about it 100 times. I'm like, you sabotaging yourself, right? And then sometimes I have to have those hard conversations with people when I'm leading them, even though they don't want to hear it, right?
A lot of times they don't know, right? Because remember, when I got with you, I probably have been in the industry for years, but did not know my worth. I was running around giving out game.
Oh my God.
Just giving it out because I want to give. I'm a giver.
And some people don't know this about you, but you are a giver, right?
Yeah.
You might be a little intimidating on the surface, but you're absolutely a giver.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one thing that you are 150% on is educating the people in the beauty industry.
Yes.
Yeah. And I try to throw you out there so many times. I think we went to Vanessa probably has about 100 courses by now that she's built to help people, right? To help other stylists. You just this year, or how long has Precious been with you?
Precious has been with me 2 years now.
2 years. 2 years, I've been begging you to get a protege. This last 2 years, you have gotten you a protege. And y'all do Mentor Mondays.
Yes.
Right? It took forever for me to say, Vanessa, you got to share this information with somebody else besides me.
Yes.
Because I'm not curling hair.
Well, here's the thing. It's hard. The thing about it is, it's hard to find somebody with the same grit as you.
Absolutely.
Right?
I talked about that today with Gigi. She going to watch this. I talked about that with Gigi today. Like, they just don't dream big enough.
Yeah.
Right?
It's hard.
They can't dream behind the followers.
Yeah.
So you're looking for people to lead you on the surface instead of someone that can lead you long term, because you're looking at the followers someone has versus what are they actually doing on a day to day for their business. What are they doing day to day in their life?
A lot of times with Instagram, it's so quick. You cannot see off the surface. You're looking at surface things. You're not looking at what's going on behind the scenes.
Yeah, that's true.
You can't find that.
That's true. I told someone today, everybody called me and say, you're not working, right?
I'm working.
You're not doing that. Yeah, I'm working.
I'm working. You just can't see me
You
working.
just can't see me working, right? I had someone, and I ain't going to tell my good age, but I had someone older that worked every day tell me about, and it's probably been about 10 years ago, probably. He said, you live like you retired, right? And that's because I set myself up to live that way, right? I don't live beyond my means. I found people that I found people to lead me. Only let me go back. I invested in myself, right? I found people to lead me, right? And if you see my lineup on my Instagram, it ain't a whole bunch of Shade Room, and not to say I don't watch Shade Room and Neighborhood Talk, but that's not my lineup, right? My lineup is teaching me how to build my wealth, teaching me how to be a better woman than I was yesterday, right? Teaching me that if I want to retire, stay retired, teaching me where I need to invest at, right? And I pass that on to my clients, right? Whether they with
retain
me
it or not,
whether they if you become my client, your family, right? I have people I mentor too, and then I have people that I coach, right? When I coach you, I spend time with you, I invite you into my space, right? I break bread with you, right? And these are the type of people that you really want to lead you, not people that you talking about. They had a 100,000 views on, but they ain't showed you nothing. They don't take the time with you to teach you nothing. They not doing nothing. They nothing for you to follow in your everyday life, right? They can't teach you how to parent your kids.
They can't tell you anything. It's just giving you surface information that you're able to watch for a couple seconds and flip to the next.
Be inspired for a couple of seconds.
And you flip to the next.
And you constantly on this vicious cycle of.
And the vicious cycle is crazy.
Yeah. Because you find somebody every other week that you can that you think you can emulate.
Yeah.
But you don't even know what they're doing in the background.
No.
You just say, I can do that, but when you start doing it, you can't do that, right?
No.
And then you back at square one. I hate
depressed.
to say this word. Yes.
I can't do it. I don't understand what's going on.
It's not working out for me.
It's not working.
It's a recession.
You know what? A lot of times what you find out is that because everybody wants everything instant is not what does it. I've been doing it for 22 years. Instant is not it. It took me years to get my clients to book online when they was used to calling my phone and sitting in the salon packed up all day, and I was tired when I left. It took years for me to do that.
Missing out on your kids.
Missing out on everything.
Yeah.
Once I figured out how to automate that one step, trust me, I lost some
even
clients.
just getting a booking site. Because some people don't want to take the time to book.
Most of them didn't want to, and I lost a few of them from that. However, because my work was so good, they had to figure out how to do it to come back because nobody could emulate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
and that's just not for stylists. You got people like in wellness, like people that train. Like I get a lot of fitness people too.
Yeah,
that they go through the same thing.
Yeah,
like people, Let me say this: you need a coach or mentor in every aspect of your life. That's why you got life coaching, you got fitness coaching, you got business coaching, you got whatever, athletic coaching, right? Every type of coaching.
Anything that's important to you that you want to put and add to your life, you need a coach for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Like I got a coach right now. I train and go work out, right? I can go work out by myself, but you need somebody that's going to hold you accountable.
Absolutely.
Right? That's going to make you successful in whatever goal you're trying to reach. I don't care if you're trying to lose 10 pounds or you're trying to make $100 a day or you're trying to heal from a relationship in your life. You need someone to coach you.
You do.
To get there, to hold you accountable for number one. Give you some steps to get there, right? And I'm going to say only old people should be coaches. Don't let me say that. But you need somebody. You
need somebody that's organized, that's clear. And that does not have imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
Right? Because if you got somebody,
got that.
To an extent.
Yeah.
Right?
A lot of women
have it. Yeah. We all kind of have it. But if we have somebody who is not sure they're self-coaching us, then that's not a good coach to have.
Yeah. And they get coach and mentor mixed up, right? So your coach, I'm going to tell you the steps you need to do, right? I'm going to listen to you. I'm going to tell you these steps, and I'm going to hold you accountable to follow them, right? Yes. If I'm your mentor, right? I'm your mentor. You're just going to watch me. Like, kind of like Precious watch you. And you're
going to watch me.
Your protege, You're mentoring her. So that's the difference. Both can have an investment, actually, right? But that's the difference between the two.
Yeah.
Right. And if you don't, and then there's some consulting. Right. Consulting is I'm gonna do it for you.
Yes.
Right. Now that's the piece like I teeter-totter with, like, because I feel like all my people are very capable of learning how to do something.
Yes.
Right.
Once you put it in place for them, because you will sit and go over things with us.
Yeah.
Even if it's going to a space with a laptop and breaking it down and you showing us how to do it.
Yeah.
It's doable. So therefore, we don't have to ask you again because we already know. Now, we may ask you, hey, how do I do something small? But you really already know the basis of it.
Yeah, you just know the basics.
Yeah.
So I teach you the basics of it. That way you can, even if you, like, you can learn how to do it. And even if you want to go pay somebody to do it, you at least know that concept. Right?
You know the concept and you know if they ain't doing it right.
Yeah. Or if they're not doing it at all.
Yeah. You know both. Right?
Right. So people moving should move within their strengths. Right? Your strength is teaching, being a nice lady sometimes.
Most of the times.
Man, we have to say, be a nice lady.
Be a very nice lady.
Yeah, because business can make you kind of for anybody, business can be cutthroat. So
it's definitely cutthroat.
It's like you got to have tough skin for business.
Definitely.
Right? And I'd be like, it's all business. It's, it's nothing emotional behind it. So many people move with emotion. That's why they look at their phone and they look at the phone and oh my God, they got so many followers, and you think I can do that too, and then when you don't, it doesn't happen.
It makes you sad.
Yeah.
But a lot of times, the followers, this is what I find. The followers, depending on what age demographic you're in, they are following, right? They want to see everything you're doing, and you got to put a lot of content out. They want you to put not just hair, your life.
Yeah.
They want to follow a story.
Yeah.
Because I follow stories.
I do.
All the time.
Yeah.
Right?
I follow stories.
They kind of want to do that.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people, I know you get on me a lot about not posting, right? I don't post a lot. Precious posts a very lot. She does very good.
She's very consistent now.
Yeah, she's consistent on her posting. And she sometimes be like, I'm going to take pictures. I don't do it as much as I used to when I started off. One, because my clientele is already there. Now, what do I need to be producing content on? I know what I need to be producing. It's more of the teaching.
Yeah,
it's not the hair.
Yeah, definitely not.
It's not the hair. It's more
you're not
of the
trying
teaching.
to get, and people don't understand that even with that. And that's marketing. That's another thing. But marketing, you need to market what you're trying to sell. Not. I'm gonna be honest. I have a pet peeve about just watching somebody do hair on their content. Like, unless you are fresh out of school, you should. I don't want to see you doing hair on your content. I just don't. I'm sorry. Because I already know you can do hair.
Yeah.
Tell me what you trying to sell.
Tell me why you should. Why should
I
be in your chair?
Yeah.
If that's the case.
Yeah. Because and that goes back to leadership. When I sit in your chair, we having real conversations.
We are.
Real chair talk about real serious stuff. And I'm pretty sure that other people go to their hairstylist or their lash tech or their brow tech or their nail tech, and they talking about real life stuff.
Yeah. That's a part of being a hair therapist.
Yeah.
Right?
And even if you go to work, you're talking about real life stuff, right?
You are.
So who's even leading you at work? They leading you to stay there till you try to retire.
Yeah.
or they leading you to elevate yourself and not even get a business, but maybe go back to school and get a promotion, right? Or you're just gonna be I'm not to bash nobody, but you're gonna be in customer service for 15 to 20, 30 years and never climbed the ladder. Yeah. Because you never went back and invested in yourself to go to school or class. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Whether you in business or you at a 9 to 5. It's the same thing.
It's all about investing in yourself, investing in your business. If you don't have a business, investing in yourself. Yeah. Like you said, every coach is different. Yeah. It doesn't necessarily have to be.
They coach you at work, right?
Yeah.
It's performance, right? Ooh,
yes.
Your boss wants to make sure that you're
gonna be there.
Yeah, you're gonna be your attendance. That's all coaching.
Everything is coaching.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people don't realize that. But it is. Yeah. Once I finally decided, because I think I I had a stigma about coaches for years. One, cause
What are they real? I've had that question.
Here's the other thing. The Virgo in me is,
I already know it.
if you got to tell me a certain kind of way. You
Yeah.
can't boss me around. You have to make me see the logic in how
can
it's
see
going to
that.
work and how it's going to help
Yeah.
me. And so I had to be really ready
Yeah.
to pay for somebody to tell me. I had to be okay with that.
Because somebody basically bossing you around. Because that's
Yeah.
basically what it is.
Yeah, I had to be okay
Like,
with it.
oh, you don't got that done? Well, talk to me next week.
Yeah.
You're like, wait a minute, who she think she is?
Yeah, it took for me to be okay with it. I had a stigma about it for the longest.
Yeah.
And I think I came out of it. It probably got worse once I was, kind of like looking at other stylists, looking for mentorship.
But that's
right?
maturity when you say, I need help.
Yeah, that
Right?
was it.
That's number one.
Mhm.
Having the maturity to say, I need help.
Yes.
And having the mindset to say that I'm ready to grow. Right?
Yes.
Whatever growth is going to look like for me, I'm ready to grow.
Yes.
Okay, but let's talk about this. This is a little controversial, right?
Mhm.
Like, I had my question because I got my notes. Hold on. Because okay. So, what was it? I had my notes in here.
Oh, you definitely got your nose.
I do, but I want to, okay, about people. Okay, so we have people in the community and online, right? And you've encountered some of these people, right? And they say they're coaches or they leaders or they I'm here to help
Yes.
people, right?
Yes.
But they're not really there to help.
No. You find first when you get into that situation, you're thinking that if you take enough time to pay attention, a lot of times the people be learning from you, and you don't even know that they're learning
Ooh,
from
I
you.
like that.
But the thing about it is, because you don't know your worth, you won't figure it out, right?
Right.
It's been times where
They trying to take from you.
yes,
Yeah, they draining your cup.
yeah,
Yeah,
But I
to
don't
fill
know
their cup up.
I don't know they're draining my cup
Right.
because I think I'm learning,
Yeah.
but I'm not learning.
They don't even know. They don't. You think they know? So this come back to leadership.
Yep.
You feel like they know something
Because they've been in the
that you
industry
don't
for a
know.
long
Yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think they
I know a
know.
lot of stylists or
Yeah.
people in business that are still in the same place. I know people that, okay, I know people in different, I coach across the board. I love my beauty people, but I coach across the board, right? But I know so many people in different genres that are right there. That
In the same lane.
Never,
Yeah.
because it's our mindset, right?
Yeah.
They don't want to do nothing different, right? They want to keep doing old business, so they're going to still keep getting old outcomes.
They get old outcomes, but the thing about it is so I'll say to any young stylist, right?
Any young entrepreneur.
Any young entrepreneur.
Any young entrepreneur.
Right? If you are looking for something in somebody, a lot of times you feel like they're going to give it to you, right? You are not knowing what you bring to the table, what you've learned, what you educated yourself on, everything that you have.
That's why I tell them to reflect. Like,
Yeah.
what I always ask this question, like, what have you accomplished, right, during your journey to get where you are now? And a lot of them say, I haven't done anything.
No, they haven't.
But you didn't jump out the bed and become this well-known person or become really good at your craft. Like, you didn't jump out the bed and do that. You invested in yourself. You have accolades that you got something to show to why you got here.
Yeah.
So you want to get to the next level, right? But you come from another level that you're not even reflecting on. And you trying to follow people. Like, I'm telling you again, look what she doing. Look what they doing. Look what they doing. And you're not even looking at what you're doing.
Again, it takes time for you it took time for me to understand what I brought to the table. Even after I've done everything that I've done.
Oh, yeah.
It took years for me to understand the information that you hold is valuable.
Super valuable. I know it, and I don't even do hair. I'm like, oh, y'all, that's a Vanessa question.
So a lot of times, it took for me to get coached.
Yeah.
To learn.
And cussed.
Coached and cussed and what did you do? Berate me. Okay. It took time for me to understand where I was as a stylist, because The imposter syndrome is real, and
as
I've had it for
as
years.
a business owner, I remember when first time I invited you to an actual mastermind with real people.
She had to trick me to the mastermind.
I
She had to
did
trick me.
I did trick you.
She tricked me.
Because you just not you come. I had to drag you out your shell, right? And I remember scooting your chair down to the end. They looking like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Well, I'm just gonna put her chair down here." I didn't tell, but you come in like,
Oh, it's a lot of people in here today.
And what are
we
we
learning?
doing? Yeah.
What's going on? But it also takes your coach to understand it about you.
Yeah.
Right.
I move that chair at the end. Oh, I'm gonna just sit this chair here.
Yeah.
Or
she probably wouldn't have been able to get me there.
Yeah.
Right.
And you ended up loving it.
I did, but it boiled down to me having to understand. So where I was at that point was, okay, I'm not fully out of the imposter syndrome. However, I know my worth. So it's hard for me to walk in rooms with other stylists because I'll be trying to spew it out if you ask me a question. Yeah. So that was another reason. That was
now
why
you
it was
trained
hard.
yourself.
I've trained myself now,
and
so I know not to.
And you trust who was leading you to let me even trick you.
Yeah.
Because the old Vanessa would have been like,
What's
I'm not
going
coming.
on?
I'm not coming.
Yeah.
Right?
Like, I don't feel like being bothered with a lot of people today.
There's a lot of people.
I had a whole clientele. I've talked too much for the day.
Yeah, I took in everybody else's problems.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm like, yeah, you'll like this.
But I loved it.
Yeah. And it taught you planning.
It taught us, we was getting up at 7?
Yeah.
In the morning?
It was wonderful.
Going?
I'm so mad. I'm not going to call the person out that's not doing it anymore. But, and I just felt like I wasn't, I just felt like I didn't have to be the smartest person. I lead so many people. During that 45-minute window, I was just able to sit down and have my own thoughts, and I had my people in the room to do that.
Yes.
But we run out of time. This has been a good conversation. Anything you want to say before we close out?
Well, I want to thank you, for being open enough, because it took for you to be you, for me to even be able to allow you in my space. Good. So I appreciate you.
You're welcome. I love you too. I appreciate you. This is a really good conversation. Make sure you share this episode out. We're here weekly, bi-weekly with a new episode of Motivated Melanin Podcast. And we're glad you joined us. We talked about unpacking leadership in your business. If you have questions about who's leading you or who's in charge in your business, make sure you reach out to us. And thank you for joining us for another episode.
Thanks for listening to the Motivated Melanin Show with Coach Angela. If you like her show and want to know more, check her out on Instagram